You might be wondering, why am I making so many videos on Hawk and Dove lately? And the real answer is, I don't know. I just want to, I guess. We already talked about the lead up to Hank Hall no longer being Hawk. That is because he went insane and became a serial killer. So in his replacement came Dove's sister, Holly Gronger, a character who is disliked by a lot of fans, mainly by fans of Hawk himself, due to the fact that a lot of people did not like that Hank was being replaced. And the fact that Hawk in general just had a very, very bad send off, being written out as not being killed off in a big battle, sacrificing his life, but instead becoming a villain. Therefore, Holly wasn't exactly met with open arms when she was introduced. Instead, a lot of people were not a fan of her already, even if the character literally did nothing yet. She would make her debut in Teen Titans The Future's Now One-Shot in 2004. Dawn and Holly were estranged sisters, but would get back together after Holly became the new Hawk, being chosen as the next Avatar of War. They would become reserve members of the Titans. However, Holly would only get more haters when the character seemed to always get in fights with fellow Titans, Aquagirl. So Aquagirl fans were also against Holly now too. As well would Dove fans eventually, due to the fact that Holly's constant fights with Aquagirl would actually lead them to quitting the Titans, which, like I said, made Dove fans upset, wanting her to stay on the team because they liked Dove being on the Titans, believing it's completely Holly's fault for Dove leaving the Titans. Now, if Aquagirl fans, Dove fans, and Hank Hall fans are enough, just wait, because next up came Cyborg's Titans East team. He enlisted Dove and Hawk to join his team, without Aquagirl in it, so it was fine. But while Aquagirl wasn't on the team, another character named Power Boy was, who I also made a video on. The quick summary is, Power Boy abused Supergirl along with having a clear obsession with her, an obsession that is still very clearly strong. And Holly is flirting with Power Boy, despite the fact that she knows that he had beaten Supergirl, but is okay with that, and is also okay with cosplaying as Supergirl while having sex with him. Why? Also, how old is Holly? Dawn is a young adult, while Kara is a teenager. So is Holly an adult? That means she's having sex with a guy while dressing up as a teenage girl the guy had abused before. Now, Power Boy at least does die as very issue, being killed off by either the Sons of Trigun or Amphibian Man. Yeah, they never explain who actually killed him, they just presume it's one of those two. But regardless, it just kind of makes Holly come across as a horrible person for willing to do that. So after this, Holly was now hated by Supergirl fans too. Now there are Supergirl fans, Dove fans, Hank Hall fans, and Aquagirl fans that all hated her. And then came Blackest Night. Hank Hall was a member of the Black Lanterns and attacked Holly and Dove. In this fight, Hank brutally kills Holly by ripping out her heart, turning her into a Black Lantern in front of Dove. Dove also has a very interesting side plot of Deadman I won't go into detail with, but at the end of Blackest Night, Hank was alive again, but Holly wasn't. But with the help of Deadman, Dove attempted to resurrect her sister, but it didn't work, leaving her to stay dead and one of the few characters who did not return after Blackest Night. And Hank returned as Hawk, like a lot of fans wanted. Afterwards, there was a little awkwardness between Hank and Dawn, because Hank did murder her sister in front of her. It wasn't really as big as a deal you'd expect it to be. The drama between them was more or less about Dove's romance with Deadman, because that's the thing to focus on here. Holly had stayed dead until New 52, where she was retconned as simply have never existed, or at least never as Hawk. In Rebirth, she also wouldn't appear either. However, in Future State, for a split second, we see Holly as Hawk cameo in Teen Titans, as one of the past members, implying that she was Hawk at one point in Rebirth, either pre-current time or post-current time. And while Holly hasn't appeared in an adaptation, she has been name-dropped before, and that is in Titans, with Dawn referencing her sister with her mom when they go to breakfast, saying Holly has been arrested before robbery, implying that Holly in this continuity is not necessarily as heroic as she is in the comics. Well, to be fair, in the comics she's not that heroic considering what you do with Power Boy. Also, that's not judgment towards her, sleeping around, because of course that's nothing wrong with that. However, why with Power Boy when she knows that he abused Supergirl and dressed up as Supergirl for him? It's just, I'm not kink shaming. That is, in all purposes, disgusting that she dressed up as a teenager. to have intercourse with him. I just can't get over that. I really can't. That is, ugh. Personally, I didn't think Holly was a bad character when she first started off. I thought she was okay. I liked her dynamic with her sister, however, the Power Boy revelation turned her character from a possible unlikable character to a disgusting one. Because, why? It's just the fact that she dressed up as a teenage girl to then have intimate relationships with that teenage girl's ex-abusive boyfriend who is clearly stalking her is just, ugh. And the fact that Holly sees something wrong with that. Like, she's slightly concerned, but for the most part is okay with it. In fact, why was Power Boy even invited to it? Because Cyborg clearly knew that he had that whole stalking thing for Supergirl, but was okay with inviting him to join the Titans. Why would you invite him to join the Titans? He literally is a piece of crap. I don't understand why he's even considered a hero. In all fairness, I think he should be a villain. But yet, they still treat him as a hero. Personally, I think Holly is just an okay character when it comes down to most of her stories. If you incorporate the Power Boy one, I think she's a disgusting character. But I'm just going to ignore it from now on and just never think about that again. I thought her death was also surprisingly brutal, and for a zombie comic, you kind of need that, so I appreciate that they were willing to go as brutal as they did for her death. Because a lot of times character dies like off-panel. They didn't go off-panel for Holly. They literally showed Hank ripping out her heart, which I thought was definitely commitment. And that's it. Like always, please like, subscribe, and see you guys next time. Bye.